Good evening, everyone. Welcome to 10 Luminous Emanations. So like every week, we're going to do the connection first with the words of the Ari, and then the translation of Rav Ashlag. The volume on? Now it's good, okay. לפני הצמצום היה אינסוף ומלא כל המציאות. דע כי טרם שנאצלו הנאצלים ונבראו הנבראים, היה אור עליון פשוט, ממלא כל המציאות, ולא היה שום מקום פנוי בבחינת אוויר ריקני וחלל, אלא היה הכל ממולא מן אור אינסוף פשוט ההוא, ולא היה לו לא בחינת ראש ולא בחינת סוף, אלא הכל היה אור א' פשוט, שווה בהשוואה א', והוא הנקרא אור אינסוף. So, last week, someone would like to remind us what was the subject of last week before we start? Yes, Phil. We're all special.
We have something special to offer.
That's beautiful. Did you feel special this week?
Sure.
That's good. Okay.
What did I miss?
Who else felt special last week? That's it, just Phil. Yes, you're right. So we said that each one of us is very special. We said we don't feel that we are special, but also we remember we talked about that what I was going to explain, that we're supposed to cleave ourselves to the light of the Creator. We're supposed to cleave ourselves with the light of the Creator, right? With the blessings. So usually we're trying to be special by our actions, right? We're doing so many things and trying so hard to be so special. But actually I'm already special. So if I can connect to my soul and give my soul the will and to drive and to connect with the source, with the light of the Creator, I can be a channel and I can be guided of what I need to do right now. And I can receive even the answers of what I'm supposed to say right now. Because in each moment, we can receive the blessings. The thing is that many times we are making the connection, we're connecting, we're receiving something, then we don't know how to keep it. Because we have to remember, in this world, to achieve something or to have desire for something, we need to taste it before. You know, if right now I will tell you, did you taste, do you know what is chocolate? So now you're going to tell me, yeah, for sure I know what is chocolate, right? Because why? Because you know. But if I'm going to tell you, do you know what is kukulugu? Do you know what is kukulugu? You don't know? This is amazing candy, let's say, right? But you never taste it. So for you, it doesn't exist, right? So it means when the things that we are searching for, those are the things that we already tasted before. Because we say many times, how do you know to look for love? You know, we are very young. In very young age, we're looking for love. We don't even know what does it mean, right? We're just looking for love. I want love. I want relationship. But what does it mean for you, right? So we don't really know what does it mean. We just want love. But the thing is, we tasted before. We taste true love. You know, true love of the Creator, right? Then when we're born, so we have the mom for many months and many years, right? She protects us. We feel her energy. We feel her love, right? But all of the things we're looking for, we need to taste them, okay? So sometimes we tasting that energy of being special as a channel and receiving the right answer at the right moment or the right thought of what I should say right now or I shouldn't say, and then we feel amazing after. Can you repeat it? I don't know what I did. And this is why we said we need to practice. If we're not going to practice, how am I going to control the things, right? Today, we're going to continue and to a new chapter of Rav Ashlag explanation. And I was just saying, בית הבחנות בהשפעה, מטרם שבאה לכלל קבלה, ולאחר שבאה לכלל קבלה. וצא ולמד מאוכלי המן. He said, you should go and learn from those that eat the man. You know, remember the manna? Just arrived. You arrived at the destination. It's good. We need to have GPS how to connect with the line. No?
Emergency call.
That is cool. Okay. Okay, are we ready? Everybody came back? Okay. So let's read it again. וצא ולמד מאוכלי המן, שהמן נקרא לחם מן השמיים. He said, you should learn from those that eat the manna. When the manna, he says, what is the manna? The manna is bread from heavens. It's bread that came from heavens. משום שלא נתגשם בהתלבשותו בעולם הזה, ואמרו חז"ל שכל אחד ואחד היה תואם בו כל מה שרצה. Because that manna came from the upper world, from the heavens, and it didn't have the clothing of the 1% world. So what they say about the manna, that each person that eat from the manna, he could taste whatever he want to have. So if you want to have a steak, the manna have a taste of a steak. Whatever herbs, fish, fruits, whatever you want. Now why? Because the energy came from the heavens and didn't have the clothing of the 1% world. Okay? I'm straight from the light. ונמצא שהיה בו בהכרח מן הצורות ההפוכות, דהיינו אחד טעם בו טעם מתוק, והשני טעם בו טעם חריף ומר. So he's saying, but you have also opposites in it, because one can taste a bitter taste, one can taste sweet taste, right? One can have sour taste. So you have different opposites in it, right? אשר המן בעצמו היה בהכרח כלול משני הפכים יחד. So the manna have the two opposites in the same place. So everything was included in one place. Two opposites in one place, instead of the manna. כי כלום יש לך נותן מה שאין בו. He says that can you find something or someone that can give you something that he doesn't have? Yes? Can you find something like that?
No.
Right? Can you give something you don't have? No, for sure not. So he's saying, so the manna, if you could taste sweet or bitter, it means that those two opposites exist in the same place. So because they are in the same place, now it can give us what we have inside. So we can taste either bitter, either sweet. ואם כן, איך אפשר שיהיו בית הפכים בנושא אחד? So how can we find two opposites in one place? אלא על כורכך שהוא פשוט ומופשט מבית הטעמים. He says it's very simple. מבית הטעמים ורק כלול הוא מהם. באופן שהמקבל הגשמי יכול להבדיל לעצמו אותם מזה שרוצה. He's saying, so inside of the manna, he said why it's simple? Because inside of the manna, everything is one. But just from the point of the receiver, you can receive the two opposites. Correct? Inside of the manna, it's one. Just from the point of the receiver, now what you want to receive, now you can feel either bitter or either sweet. שהמקבל הגשמי יכול להבדיל לעצמו הטעם הזה שרוצה. ועל דרך זה תבין כל דבר רוחני. And if you got that point, how much I'm saying, now you need to understand the energy behind it, the spiritual levels. I was saying. He's saying that everything in the spiritual world, שהוא בעצמו יחיד ופשוט, that he is unique, but also simple. אמנם כלול מכל ריבוי הצורות שבעולם. Everything that in this world that he is one, he is unique, he is simple, have everything like different type of shapes of this world, of the universe. Okay, like what does it mean? It means that, take for example even a human being, right? Human being. You know, you look at the human being, you say, oh wow, what a nice person. But you just look, oh, you look amazing, right? And suddenly this person can tell you something that it can hurt you. Or he can tell you something that make you happy, right? So it means in each individual, in each thing, there is so many shapes, so many type of energies. But still, in the subject, everything is one. But the way we receive it, we can receive it in different ways. ובביאתו ליד המקבל הגשמי המוגבל, so when someone receives it in the 1% world, he says, so now the 1% world, or the receiver in the 1% world is limited, אז יעשה בה המקבל צורה נבדלת אחת. So now the receiver, he's going to have just one of the shapes. Because we receive something. So now we're going to receive one of the shapes of that individual. But you can receive different type of shapes. But we're receiving just one perspective of that shape. Okay? Are you still with me? Let's see what Rabbi Shmuel will tell us.
Well, wait a minute, Michael. You said before that with the matter that you could be anything, and you see different things.
Right. Now we start to break it into the 1% world. Something that he said, we don't understand how the spiritual world works. So everything is unique and spiritual. You have all the shapes of the world in it, right? But from the point of the receiver, we receive it in the 1% world. When I receive it here in the limited world, so now what I'm receiving, just one shape of all the shapes. So then, when we receive in one of the shapes, right, we judging according what? We judging everything according that one thing we received. But this is my perspective. You know, we say in Kabbalah many times, two people can stand next to each other and they look at one scene, right? One scenario with someone, and one can, it doesn't bother him, and the other one can get upset and angry. And he can't understand how his friend, it doesn't bother him, right? And he said, why? What's wrong? What's happened? Nothing happened, right? And he's, why? You didn't see what she told him? Da, 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 da. He said, so, okay, and right? So how come? Each one take whatever, right, he wants to take. The same like the money. He chooses to get any of whatever, right? We're not going to explain now why that, but so it means everything. But here Rav Ashlag tried to explain to us spiritual levels, okay? Because what we're receiving, when we're receiving something, you know, in the end of the day, what we're looking for the energy. We don't want just to have the 1%. This is actually what we're looking for. The way we're expressing it by I want something from the 1%. But really I don't want just the 1%. I want the energy in it. Okay? So we might want to start to change the way we talk also. We want to change the way we're asking for things. I want to start to express myself also that what I want from that subject. Because many times we will receive what we're asking for, but we're still not going to feel happy or fulfilled. Why? Because we're going to get the 1% without the fulfillment. But we have that imagination, right? We imagine that, no, but he's supposed to come, it's supposed to come built in already. No, who told you? Did you ask for it? Oh, I thought it's, I'm buying it and I'm getting it. No, who told you? You need to ask for it. The same way you go to a store and you're buying something, you see a beautiful TV on a beautiful stand, right? So maybe today you understand that if you want the whole package, you need to pay for the whole package, no? You're not going to pay just for the TV, and you come in to pick it up, and they tell you, here is your TV. Said, oh, but what do you mean? But I want the stand also, and I want the speakers, and what's going on? It doesn't come together? Oh, no, sir, I'm sorry, we need to pay for everything. Really? No, I thought it's coming. No, it's not.
Or the cable.
The cable, everything, right? So the thing is, right, so we know already that we go to the store, they put price on everything. So we can play games, but actually we know the truth. That if I want, I need to connect with each energy, right? Okay. So I was saying, Miklal ribuy tzurot. So we're receiving one of those shapes, but there are many other shapes. המתייחדות במהות הרוחנית ההיא. that they are one in that spiritual matter, in the spiritual matter. You know, even think about it. Think about it in that way of when you're talking with someone, right? And the other person is answering back to us, right? So many times we don't like how the other person answer back, yes or no, right? Now you get upset and angry on the person, right? But if we think about it and let's be spiritual for a few minutes, okay? So if I want to be spiritual for a few minutes and I'm asking myself, just a second, why the person answer me in such a way that, you know, I want to help or to share with him something, and he answer me in a rude way? Why? So if I want to be really spiritual, I need to understand that what he just did, he was the reflection of me. It means I didn't come from the right place, whatever it means to you. I didn't come from the right place. He just received, you know, it was a channel of like what to tell me right now. Because when I was studying many times, he's not the problem. Now, it means, you know, I will tell you something, you know, that I gave a course about it once, but it says that a student should see his teacher like he is the angel of God. Right? Now think about it. From the point of the teacher, yeah, the teacher doesn't feel he is angel of God, for sure, right? But from the point of the student, you know, think about it. What does it mean? I need to think that my teacher is angel of God? But he's a human being, he's not angel of God. Come on, what is that ego? Angel, right? Or what? You need respect. No, so the Kabbalists explain that if you see someone that, you know, you choose that he will be your teacher, and he is a person that study and he want to change and create change and everything, he can be a channel for you. So you want, in your consciousness, to tell yourself that right now, he is a channel for me. It means he now representing like the angel of God. So when you go and meet him or talk with him, he can be a channel for you. And he can give you messages. But if you just go to go, so, you know, maybe you're going to have a nice small talk, right? You're going to talk about whatever you ate or didn't eat or your new clothing or whatever. Maybe then you're going to do your 5 minutes of something spiritual and then you go home. Or you can have full of half an hour, 1 hour, whatever that time, or full 10 minutes, really like messages for you, or even one message that I'm going to kick in and go to, oh my God, wow, I didn't see it before, thank you. And that now can change your whole life. But that we can do also with any other person. What does it mean? It means, you know, remember I shared with you one of the classes to try, right? To go to the mall and to ask someone for a message. You remember the homework?
Yeah.
Nobody mentioned it, huh? So did someone try it? No. Oh wow, look at that. Just a second. Let me see. One tried. How was it?
No, exactly in the mall, but
Doesn't matter where, but
when I go out of the center, I drive in my car. When I get in my car, I see one lady walking the street, and I say, oh, I have to think if when I cross the street, why the people is walking. When I drive in and stop, and I see the lady walking, and I say, I want to share something. And I take a finger, and the lady stop and cross around the car and say, hello, excuse me. And the lady, what happened? You can come. And she approached to me and say, listen, this is for you. What is that? And I say, open the book. It's a book of healing and protection. And she said, I don't understand nothing. And say, no, don't worry. Your eye is the window of the soul, so when you see the Hebrew letter, it's Hebrew, from the Torah, you can name God.
that's beautiful, but that wasn't the homework.
No,
But you send
share
the message,
with
huh?
one person. Because I take the decision to share because I don't have to.
It's not. It wasn't the homework.
What is the message? You receive a message?
No,
I
that's
finished.
not the homework.
When I finished the conversation with the lady, she
Ah.
said, oh, Kabbalah, I like Kabbalah. I interest in Kabbalah. I said, okay, I have a question for you. What? You have some message for me today? And the lady said, oh, it's crazy. Whatever you want to say, or say nothing. And she say, algo.
Nothing. It's okay.
Manos de ocho. It
Yeah.
happened to me.
The thing is to
15
try to do
minutes
it.
ago.
The thing is to try to do it, just to go to a person and ask him a question.
What's the message?
When you start to have a relationship with the person, it's already mixed. You understand?
I asked my husband, he said, you need to do the wish, the dish.
No. It's the thing is, it's better to ask a stranger, not someone that knows you, and try not to have relationship with him now. So if you already give him something, already it's mixed feelings. It's like, he can tell you whatever, have a good day, right? The thing is really, so remember, the whole thing, it's my work, because I want the message. This is why it's so hard for us to do this simple exercise, right? Remember, like it's like you want to bring your ego or not. How are you going to receive a message? So even we people that we don't care about things. We just like we talk, we this, we laugh, right? When suddenly we said just go to a stranger and ask him for a message, like we're like ooh, freaking out. Yes.
At least 2 times in the past, I've maybe gotten out of my car and somebody gave me a message. They just said, I have to tell you blah, 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 and they started greeting me or something. So I've had that twice.
Guys, it's beautiful, but it's not the exercise.
Yeah.
It's like you're telling me, I woke up with the car and I saw a trainer. Okay, nice, he's working out. Do you work out? We need to work out, guys. We want muscles, we need to work out. We want messages, we need to work out. So it means, even if something physical, remember what he says here. What he says here, that something spiritual have everything in it. Yes or no? Like the manna, remember? So if the light have everything for me, it means, imagine that you can, again, don't go crazy and ask the whole town like for message, like, right? But if I'm not practicing, so how am I going to receive a message? Leave people, if you don't want to ask people, don't ask people. If it's too hard for you, okay, it's okay. But we don't even remember, we don't have this memory during the day that I can receive everything from the light. So this is why I said before, we're working so hard during the day to be successful, right? But do I take the light with me? Do I take the light with me into my day journey? Not necessarily. So yes, sometimes you're right. People will give us messages, but maybe I'm not going to understand what this guy wants from me. I think he's crazy, right? Because I'm not ready for a message. But we're asking so many questions, the cosmos, and the cosmos answers us back, but we don't receive the answers because we don't remember even what we asked. Because when we ask a question, right away, if you pay attention, you have an answer in your mind. Now you're looking for that answer. So it means you don't really have a question. You have answers. If we really have questions, we're not going to have answers. Because I told you many times, and I'm going to repeat it just for us to remember. How do you know you just have questions? How do we know that we have just answers? How many times it happened to us that we ask him a question, the other person answer back and we say, no, I don't think so. How do you know? But you're asking a question that you don't know the answer. You said, I don't think so. So it means you have kind of an answer, and you're looking for someone that will answer the same. Oh, I knew it. Yes, I knew it, right? No, so really, Karen said many times, people doesn't have questions, people have answers. And many times you can feel it when someone asks you a question, you know that he already knows something. He just want to ask to see if it's the same answer. So he's wasting our time and wasting his time. But we want to learn how really to deliver ourselves with the light of the Creator. How to be a pure channel. But if we're not going to practice, how it's going to happen? So he's saying there are a lot of shapes. המתייחדות במהות הרוחנית ההיא. In one spiritual point there are a lot of different shapes, different type of energies. ולפי זה יש להבחין תמיד בהשפעתו יתברך, and that's why we need to connect and to see the influence of the Creator. How does it work? How it really works, We're not investing enough time really to see how the light works. We need to invest in that. At least let's read different articles maybe, like people investigate in the world and see a lot of amazing things. So maybe today we're not even impressed anymore by different articles that people inventing in this world. We're like, okay, like nice, but I have my own problems. Leave me alone. Like we're still in our own cocoon. We don't really open our mind and see, wow, the greatness of God and how the light is amazing. How the light is amazing. Because we have the answers for everything. We have the answers, but we're not really connecting with those answers. It used to be a book in the world. It's called Sefer HaRefuot, the book of healing. And this book have everything you can just imagine, even you don't know that exist. All the answers for the cures. How you can find the cure on earth. But one of the kings, he concealed this book. Why? Because the consciousness of the people start to get low. And he says that people will believe that those herbs, those things, they are the ones that cure the person and not God. Because who creates the herbs? It's God. Who creates the cures? It's God. It's not the herbs. Also the Zohar speaks about it. So this book is concealed. We don't have it. So we don't have the merit to connect with it, right? Even today, when you take vitamin C, what you believe, that God cure you or the vitamin C? Just be honest with yourself. Listen, you have a flu. Well, what are you taking? Oh, I'm taking vitamin C, I'm taking zinc, I'm taking this. I feel better. But you really think that God cure you or the vitamin C or whatever this pill you're taking? Right? But it's amazing, it's amazing that if we pay attention, I just heard a lecture today, it's amazing, we don't think about it, but from the point of the Creator, He create even, there are seasons, right? And the Creator create different type of fruits in each season that the body needs to cure himself in that specific season. So we talked about vitamin C. So what I don't know, in Miami you don't really feel seasons, there's fruits all the year long, but talking about real seasons in different countries, right? But imagine, in the winter, when it's cold, so the body needs more vitamin C, right? What do we have usually in the winter? Which type of fruits?
Orange juice.
Orange juice,
Lemon.
grapefruits, right? All of those fruits that have a lot of vitamin C.
Kiwi.
So in the summer, we need to, the heat, right? The body is hot. So you need to cool down the body. So what we need to connect more with water. What type of fruits we have in the winter? Watermelon, a melon, right? More with water. So from the point of nature, from the point of God, God created a beautiful creation. We're destroying this creation. But from the point of creation, it says, in everything there is so many shapes, so many energies that we can connect with. But what do we appreciate watermelon? That it's really for my health? Do we appreciate even orange juice, or whatever all those things? No, I just want the orange juice. But the whole thing of everything that exists, it's there for me, that I will be healed by it, right? And have the energy from it. Why? Because I need to do my spiritual work. Because if we bothered by feeling not well, sick, or whatever those things we're feeling, we're not doing spiritual work. Now our mind busy with what? With my body. Let it take care of my body. But we're talking about, I was explaining about, but listen, any spiritual matter have everything in it. And usually what we're taking just one shape of it, and from that, we believe this is what just exists. But it's not. From each person, we said last time, each person is unique, right? So even inside of how many times we feel that the person next to us doesn't even know us? Do you have people around you that you feel they don't even know you? They're judging you all the time? And you have so much to give them and you can't because they're not even there to receive it? And every time you try to share with them something, they're blocking you? And so, right? And there are many other people that doesn't really know you, but they know you, and they're open to receive from you. And you get, right? How come? It's crazy. So certain people see what? Just one thing from all the blessings you have. The same way we see on other people, we judge in them, we put labels, and we see just what? Just one thing. But it can be a person have a lot of different type of energies, good and bad. Good and bad, right? But here Mashiach is talking about spiritual levels. Spiritual levels. ולפי זה יש להבחין תמיד בהשפעתו יתברך. So we need to see how the supervision of the Creator, how the light is like taking care of everything. We don't even know. Did we pay attention that in the winter we have more fruits with vitamin C, and in the summer we have more fruits with water? And there is more and more things, right? But did we pay attention? Why it's a seasoning, and it's supposed to be like that, and it's better for us not to interfere it. Oh, let's have now all year long, okay? But it's losing from the power of that special fruit even. It's losing from the power. I don't know if you remember. I remember when I was a kid, the fruits have amazing smell. You go to the market and oh my God, you just want to stand and just to smell all the smell of the fruits and the vegetables, right? Today you're taking a fruit, you try nada, zero, just beautiful. Wow, the mango is beautiful. Nothing, like even the shell, nothing. The smell of nothing.
What?
Then the taste of nothing. Now really think about it. It's like it's a shame because we destroyed everything. We destroyed the fuel that's supposed to heal us. Okay? So he's saying we have to see how the light supervises us. It's okay, don't worry, it's okay. If it's anything. How the light supervises us. Now, but to appreciate everything and to connect with everything that exists, I need to know what there is. Right? So what we asked before, how much I'm investing to look for the light even. Yes, I'm studying Kabbalah. Okay, but that's it? Enough just to study? What about to manifest it? Doctor, imagine you went to study in school 7 years and you do nothing. You sit home, watch Netflix. And you said, I'm a doctor. You consider to be a doctor? No, you have the certificate of a doctor. But where are we learning more? When you work as a doctor or at school? At medicine school? When you practice. So now you have more experience than 7 years studying in school, and then a few years you work in a hospital. So we learning in the field. So we have to practice. This is why I'm going to repeat it again and again till one day we're going to get it. We have to practice. To study, it's amazing. It's a big step to study Kabbalah. But now I need to practice Kabbalah. Practice Kabbalah. Bet Prinot, he said, the first level, there are 2 levels. The first Prinot, the first level, Ha'alef, היא צורת מהות השפע העליונה. So the first one, there is the essence of the upper shape, because there is upper energy, right, in the upper world. So the essence of the upper abundance, how should I call it? The shape of the upper abundance, shefa, terem bi'ata l'chal Kabbalah, before it comes down to the 1% world. So there is upper abundance, there is the essence of the upper abundance before it comes down to the 1% world, before we receiving it. There is energy that comes down before we receive it. Right? I don't know if we try to imagine, but it's very powerful.
That's when you're talking about the manna. It's the same thing.
But what, sorry?
As the manna. It comes down spiritually.
Spiritual energy, but before it manifests in the 1% world. So now we're talking about the first level, 2 levels I will explain. Okay? There are two levels there are.
Levels of what?
What?
You said there are 2 levels of what?
This is what it says. 2 levels. I don't want to... Now we explain what? I'm reading from what I was explaining. He says there are 2 levels. The way that we receive it, that the energy flows, right? It says one, there is the essence of the upper abundance. This is the first shape. Before it comes to this world, before it manifests to the receiver. שעדיין הוא אור פשוט וכולל. So now it says this is a simple light, but includes everything. Before it manifests. Includes everything. Okay? The second level, היא אחר שהגיע השפע לכלל קבלה, now, that abundance, the receiver received that abundance, שעל ידי זה קנה צורה נבדלת אחת וחלקית. So now when that energy comes into manifestation, so he said the receiver received just one part of all the light that exists before the manifestation. Just one part of it. נבדלת אחת וחלקית לפי תוכנת המקבל. How? According the consciousness of the receiver. How much you can receive from all of that light? According your consciousness. According our consciousness. Not just yours, mine also. All of us. Rabbi Ashlag just want to show us that how much we can receive. You know? Because most of our complaints, it's about how much I'm missing. Right? We don't talk all day about how much I have already. We don't share how much you received already, right? We just shared about how much I want to receive, right? But first of all, we have a lot we receive already, so we already need to praise God. Thank you, light. Thank you, God. You give me home. You give me body. You give me to see. You give me. Give us so much life. Give us so much things. We're not really praising God all the time and the light and say how much we have. We just complain about what we don't have. And also, so what's happened? When I'm living in that world of lack, when I just complain of what I want to receive, so imagine, you know, with which consciousness I'm coming to receive of lack. So when I'm already receiving, there is the complete energy in that the essence of the upper abundance come down, and according to my consciousness, I'm receiving just one part of the full light that can be revealed in my vessel, instead of receiving everything. So what does it mean to us? Where is I supposed to invest my energy? Where I'm supposed to invest my energy? Transforming my consciousness. What are we doing here? Why we study Kabbalah? To transform my consciousness. That I can receive more. I can be a pure channel. And this is our fight. Why are we not practicing, you think? Why? Because we're not fighting. We're letting the opponent to lead us. Please lead. You know, many times we say, I want to be the leader. I want to be the leader. Then they give you like a simple job to do and to be a leader. And you feel like, oh my God, wow, I need to think too much. It's too much responsibility. You know what? You know what to do? Okay, it's okay. You can tell everybody what to do. It's okay. Just go for it. Tell me I don't want to be the leader anymore. And many times in life, we want to be the leaders. We fighting, but we're working as a followers because you know why? Because when I'm a follower, I don't need to think too much. I don't need to take responsibility. You make the choices. You tell me what you want me to do. Clean here? Where? What exactly? It's here. This. Okay. Done. I'm okay. I can go. Thank you. Bye. But when you're the boss, you're the leader. You need to make sure that everybody finishes the job. Give them specific instructions. Because you need to give the report in the end of the day, right? But when you're followers, so yes, my ego will tell me, yeah, I want to be the leader, I want to be this, the boss, blah, blah. But really, no. I want it without the responsibility. Without the responsibility. And this is why we want everything, but I don't want to do everything. I want all the light of the world. I don't want to do everything. And this is why we're receiving just un poquitito. Small. I want so much. But how much do you do? Are you doing so much also? Or are you doing a little bit things, right? And I'm not talking about a little bit, I'm not talking about the 1% of your day work, right? And how much effort we do in a day. Because this is our life. We need to do things, right? Talking about transforming our consciousness. Because everything we are going, we're taking our consciousness with us. And we can receive from everything. than 100%. And this is why the exercise that I told you, to do, this is why it's so hard. Because we don't really trust God. We don't trust the light. We're afraid. The ego is actually telling us, are you crazy? This guy will think you're crazy. Who cares? He doesn't know you. He knows you? He doesn't know you. So why are you so afraid? Think about it for a second, You're looking for a message. And now what is the obstacle? The body. The body consciousness. The soul feels shame? No. It says the Zohar, just when the soul leaves the world, if the person didn't change and learn Torah and have precepts and did good deeds, then the soul feels shame. Because the soul doesn't have the clothing of the good deeds. Because those are the clothing of the soul. Okay? But in this world, no, the soul wants to do the spiritual work. But the body consciousness stopping the soul to do the work. Because he's thinking about himself. So if we're thinking about our fears, we think about all of our empty spaces, it comes from the body. So how am I going to break it? How? By buying more nice clothes, putting more makeup, lipstick, what? What am I going to do? A new suit? How? So we cover ourselves. Just let me hide. We need to stop hiding. We need to start to really be the beacon of light. And each one of us need to choose. Now we are before a new year. We need to choose what are those things I need to break. What I need to break. In order for me to have really more light in my life, more sustenance, more love, more health, everything I want more. Really like a new year, I need to do something about it. If not, it's going to be the same. Routine. But we know routine is not something that we like or it's good for us. If we want to grow, we need to invest. And Abraham is telling us here we can get much more than what we're receiving. And because we're not investing so much, we're receiving from all that light just a little bit, a glimpse, and it's small from that shapes. All of the full shapes of the light. Let's listen to the Rav a little bit. What? Too much energy. That I tested before. And it works. No, call Mario, it's better. Because last time it didn't work so well. Because in the meantime, let's continue. Rabbi asked him the question, איך אפשר להבין שהנשמה היא חלק מאלוקיות? How we can understand that the soul is part of God? ובזה נבוא להבין מה שכתבו המקובלים בלימוד הנשמה, and here we going to have the understanding what the Kabbalists wrote about the essence of the soul, וזה לשונם, and that's what they say. אשר הנשמה היא חלק אלוקאי ממעל ממש, ואין בה שום שינוי כלל מן הכל. Saying that the soul is part from the Creator, and the soul doesn't have any change. Min hakol, like we can see in the 1%, there are many changes all the time. It said from the point of the soul, there's no change. אלא במה שהנשמה היא חלק ולא כל. So the only change is the soul is a part and not the whole. It's just a part from the whole, from God. So this is why this is the only change. Okay? But from the point of the soul, from the essence of the soul, there's no change. It's like the light. But it's not the light. It's just part of the light. This is the only change.
Light means.
It's not necessarily the desire.
Thank you.
It's just the share.
Yeah.
It's
right.
there,
right. He does not desire.
Just is.
He wants to give.
Right.
Once you understand that.
Yeah, he wants to give.
But we have to begin somewhere, so we say the desire to share.
It's what is sharing.
But there, it is. It's not like
Yeah.
it developed into a desire. It is. Light to share.
What's they call sharing?
It's not a question, it wants to share.
It
But
is
that,
sharing.
That's its essential nature.
right.
If the
That's
end
right.
came first,
Right.
Didn't God create the animals first?
That's the way it appears. And then in Genesis 2, what came first?
The eggs. What came first?
Man. We went through this.
Which is the sperm. God created the animals first, and then Adam.
The fifth
made
day.
the reveal? I mean, by speaking the.
There's Genesis 1 and there's Genesis 2.
In Genesis 1.
The animal came before man.
Okay, so.
And in this paragraph, you will understand why that happened
No,
like
but I'm
that.
getting to the chicken and the egg. What came first? The chicken was created, or was the egg created?
The egg had to be created first.
Why?
Because anything that is more potential is there first. You're talking from what standpoint?
Doesn't it say that Hashem created the animals? It doesn't say
When?
Hashem created the eggs?
In Genesis 1? And he created man in Genesis 1. So how come then it says in Genesis 2 that he took the Afar, the Adamah, and he created man? I thought he was already created.
But potentially created the animal first.
No,
Because Bechina, Aleph comes before. All right, you've got to reconcile this. All right, if we want to, we'll relate it to Genesis, but that's not what we want to do now. You can do it yourself.
Yeah, but he is answering you according to the man.
We do not let go.
What you just learned here, you've got the answer to Genesis 1 and Genesis 2.
What is applicable for the man is applicable for the Behemah.
Okay.
You know, so what the Rav tried to explain, to him, but they already started, I think, before, but he doesn't want to go, I think, to the whole explanation, right? The Rav explained last week, you remember, like, why first the egg and not the actual chicken, right? Or even with the men, because it have to be like Pchina Aleph, it has to be, first of all, close to the light. And then it will be the seed level first, and then we have the manifestation. Not like you have a manifestation and then the seed, right? So first you have to have the seed. Because the Rav explained now about, remember, we're still in the Keter. Pchina Aleph, right?
Now I just want to read, this week's Parshas Chayei Sarah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, do we have a Chelik bet there? Maybe it's, yeah, there it is. Yes.
Or else for the Parashah.
No, not for the Parashah. This relates to all that this is a capsule. I just want to say to Rabbi Ashlag, what's that? No, we're not doing the Parsha. I'm just choosing this one thing that I saw this week, and which was just appropriate to what we are studying right now. And I thought that when I said Rabbi Ashlag never revealed anything that wasn't there, that he didn't get it from somewhere else, and of course the source is the Zohar, right? Okay, look what it says here. Boade. This is about, after Sarah died. After Sarah died,
Come and see.
he looked for a plot to bury her, and then he came to this Meirat HaMachpelah, and he discussed the purchase of this piece of property with Ephron. That was the name of the individual who owned the land, right?
What's the name of the fellow?
Ephron.
With Ayin?
Ayin. Afar.
Afar.
Bore, im Ephron haya ro'eh b'me'ara, ma shehu haya ro'eh ba'Avraham. If Ephron could see what Avram saw concerning this piece of land, in other words, he didn't see what Avram saw, but yet a piece of land is a piece of land. Is there more than a piece of land? Oh, there is 99%.
Right.
Okay, ask the fellow on the street if that's true when you buy a piece of property. And here you'll have your answer why two people can both be investors. One falls on its face and the other one goes. Why? He was smarter. Is that always the answer?
No, it's not the answer.
No, it's not always the answer, right? So what is the answer, really? Oh, his mazal, right? Yesh bracha. They went to a rabbi. He didn't go to the rabbi. And that's why he was successful, right? He was successful and he wasn't. Anyway, the Zohar says, if Ephron saw, he would lo haya mocher oto liolam. He would never sell it. Ela vadai, she'Ephron lo ra'ah ba mu'uma. Because the Zohar is not satisfied with the way they study all over the world, even in Harvard. That he didn't see, because the Zohar would ask, hey, how come Avram saw and Ephron didn't? Now you're telling me, obviously, you know, people buy a piece of property, one can see a vision, oh, this is going to be the hottest thing in real estate, right? He sees. The other guy didn't see it, so he didn't buy it. Right? Foresight, a new word they discovered. Foresight, right? So here you see the same thing, isn't it? Zohar corrupting us with the same idea. Avram saw what Ephron didn't see. Right? That's where it begins. Foresight. That means everybody with foresight never fails. And people who are stupid and have no foresight, they never succeed. That's the rule, isn't it? Oh, it's not always the rule? Oh, okay. Right.
So is Avram took advantage of Ephron because he's seen what Ephron hasn't seen?
Yeah, that's not even fair.
That's not even
It's not even fair. Avram's supposed to be a spiritual person. You know, it's like, and in fact, there's a halakha that if you're going to purchase something from somebody,
He wanted to pay for it.
but he would never have sold it to him at that price. That's what he said. "Lo, I am mocher oto liolam." In other words, if he offered him all the money in the world,
So
all the money in the world, he wouldn't have sold it to him if he saw what Avram saw.
he ripped him
And
then.
in fact, there's Allah. He ripped them off. That's right. That's right. It's true. That's what it sounds like.
That's what it says. And
That's
how
what
come
it
such like him can rip the guy like
That's right.
Ephron?
And Avram, talking about Avram. What about Avram, right?
What's the answer?
I suspect you're a little Israeli. You might be Jewish. Are you Jewish? Elavadai she'Ephron lo ra'a b'amuma. He didn't see anything. And it's really unfair. Really unfair. Even if Avram saw it, and Ephron didn't, there's a halacha, by the way. If I buy something from you, and you don't know the value of it, right? And later it comes out, I have to reimburse it. You can't remain at that. You can't just say, hey, the guy made a mistake. Halacha. And it's right. You know, because I make a mistake and I didn't know what I possessed through my mistake, therefore, there's a halachot about this. How much, what? So here all of a sudden there's no halachot. And here's the secret of the Zohar. Ki ein davar mitgale zulat liba'alav. In other words, what are you asking? Avram, you saw. Ephron didn't see. Avram, how come you let this situation go by like that? Why didn't you inform him? He says, because the reason, the Zohar says, why I saw, this is Avram's trip with himself. Who went through that trip? Because the reason that I saw, I asked, why doesn't he see? How come I see? How come I have the foresight? Not to answer, well, the reason he succeeded because he has foresight, and the reason he didn't succeed. But ask one more question. I mean, there's two intelligent individuals. How come he didn't get the foresight? What is foresight? Part of nevuah, part of something of a metaphysical nature. Foresight means above what everyone sees. What's foresight? Seeing that which becomes manifest at the shore level, right? At the kettle level. That's foresight.
It's a vision.
Seeing not tomorrow, but seeing the keter of now, which even comes before tomorrow. It's not even seeing tomorrow. That's why we say Tshuva's going back to the future. He doesn't see yesterday, he sees now. The now, that'll be here tomorrow. Tomorrow, that wasn't. That's the circle that we say exists already on the 99% level. So Abraham asked himself, how come I have the foresight? Which is the way restriction begins. True restriction begins the minute you get something. If you want to really keep it, how come I got it? Just ask that question. And you're on the road to having everything you ever want. If If you ask why have I gotten it, and the next guy didn't, you're on the road to keeping it. If you don't ask that question, you're on the road to losing it. You're on the road to losing it. Right? Ki ein davar mitgala ela lebalav. This was the answer that Avram got. He learned Kabbalah. And he realized that what came first? The light or the vessel? The light. That means the light can say, I want to go here. The light, in other words, what says to what? The atom says to the wood, or the wood says to the atom? The atom says to the wood, look, reveal me. This is where I'm supposed to be. This is where I have to be. Not that when we construct something, true, 99% is atoms, right? But the table. Because that atom, like we said before, belongs here. This is the place.
Okay, we stop here. And it's exactly what we studied tonight, remember, right? It's like everything have energy in it, right? But have the 1% capacity of energy. We would like to ask, especially now, after we learn it, that we would like to see, first of all, he says what belongs to us. Because the light want to reveal in the places that is ready, that energy belong to that specific place. So, first of all, I need to transform my consciousness for sure to see it as like someone can see and someone cannot see it, right? And I want to also transform my consciousness to receive more than one shape. I want to receive more from every conversation, from any connection, from study, from everything that we are doing during the day. I would like to receive more. And that's why I need to practice, practice, and practice. So good luck, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Michael, wasn't that the place?